The Vivi versus Yugo fight today. For a show that's as sci-fi as you can get, it's quite a pleasant surprise to see fighters meticulously crafted and choreographed.
This looks so dope. You see this fight?
Like this, from their fall to the eventual close quarters combat when they land.
What's good? Dark Knight gang. I'm Neptune, bro. Today I'm about to react to a video, top 10 best new anime fights from 2020 to 2022. Ooh, so this is recent, nigga. Top 10 best new anime fights of the last 2 years. Demon Slayer is about to be on here. Demon Slayer fights are always fire. They're epic. The way that they're animated is beautiful. And the fights go hard. Nigga, let's just see. Let me stop talking so much. I hope everybody's doing good. Shout out to the gang. Yeah, I'm not officially back. Not yet. I just wanted to drop this video because I was about to watch it anyway. I'm looking for a new anime. I tried to start watching One Piece again. One Piece is not my cup of tea. It's just too childish for me, bro. So I'm back watching Black Clover. Black Clover is better than One Piece in my opinion. Because like I said, One Piece is too childish. I'm a grown-ass man. You guys like One Piece because you probably watched it when you were a kid. Or you're watching it as an adult and you just like childish things. There's nothing wrong with that. Me, you guys know I don't like childish things. I hate Usopp. He's a crybaby. He's not my cup of tea. Luffy is stupid. I don't like dumb main characters. That's not my thing, bro. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking shit about One Piece because a lot of you guys love One Piece. It's one of the GOATs. But in my opinion, I'm not fucking with it. So I'm not watching it anymore. Anyway, so I'm looking for a new anime to watch. I'll continue to watch Black Clover because I really like Black Clover. I like their magic. Everything is, that's another thing too. I don't care about One Piece magical system. I don't care about the devil fruits. That's not fire to me, bro. Their magic system is not fire to me. Black Clover has a much better magic system. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let's just hop into this video. I'm about to go on a rant shitting on One Piece, huh? We're about to see some best new anime fights for the last 2 years. Shout out to the motherfucking gang. Let's go. Yeah. I love a good hand-to-hand combat scene. You know, I love that.
Akudama Drive was the surprise of the season. It's high-octane action with a flash of sci-fi edginess and mayhem. The chaos is quite fitting, considering the state of the world in those parts of 2020. It felt like it was yesterday when anime fans were getting dazzled by the action and intensity of this original anime. It shines in how it revels in the craziness, and this fight is a shining example of that. The two characters brawl in a game center, blitzing through the place and delivering furious blows to one another. You see a lot of wild moments like structures being thrown and no-holds-barred beatdowns, all in a span of just 2 minutes. The whole thing feels more like a dance where the two are having the time of their lives. Overall, it's a nice fight that more or less captures the essence of what Akudama Drive is. Akudama Drive is no way represented by fights alone, but it's this kind of frantic action and vintage feel that really helped it stand out amongst its peers in the fall of 2020.
Okay, that last one, it did look pretty dope. The fighting scene. But I don't know if this is a good anime or not. He didn't mention like, oh, this is a fire-ass anime. So,
Team Ruby versus Nevermoor.
Okay, y'all know I love me some magic.
From a new show on the block. It's been a few episodes and I think that Ice Queendom has generally left a good impression on me. I really love major fights that showcase team dynamics, and this one is an early example of that. As a standalone fight, it's pretty good. It does a good job of letting the characters play their roles in the team while they're working together, defeating the enemy using their combined strengths. It does feel extra satisfying to see the battle end in their victory. It's quite a nice fight, and it could be a good way to get people to check out Ice Queendom. It could be recency bias that made me put this up here, but I do think that Ice Queendom has been a satisfying anime version of the popular series so far. It's good to watch as a standalone, but I think it's even better to watch as a fan who can do some comparing and contrasting between the original and this one.
Okay.
Up next, we have White Cat's Legends Final Fight.
What? Okay, let's see. Cat's getting down.
Yes, it's been a while since I talked about Chinese anime, but we have a great one here. White Cat Legend is a pretty fun and underrated show that aired during the early part of 2020. It unsurprisingly went under the radar like a lot of other non-Japanese shows, but it's got some epic fights like this one right here. For this fight, I just love how smooth and sleek everything looked. The transitions just seem so seamless, and it's quite creative in its approach in animation. I also like the pacing of the fight, how the characters shift from armed combat to hand and then right back, all while more and more things get added to the fight to keep things from becoming redundant. It may not be the special effects fiesta that studios like Ufotable may have gotten used to, but in terms of honest, effort-filled animation, this one's definitely right up there. A good finale for an underrated show.
Look at this, bro. This looks dope. Okay, that looks
We then
fire.
proceed to Boss vs. Budgie. Talk about David versus Goliath. We've come to know Ranking of Kings as a story of an underdog rising to the top, but no fight in the series exemplifies that concept as blatantly as this, and it also does a damn good job of showcasing part of why people have come to love Ranking of Kings. Bigger isn't exactly better when you've got someone like Budgie, whose claim to fame is his amazing speed and agility. The fight itself may not be some insane Sakuga fest, but I really love how it makes the audience feel like they're part of it. The camera angles and movement really capture what it's like to be Budgie, trying to scale this titanic opponent in order to deliver the finishing blow. It's a fight that takes the audience along for the ride, and I really love how that further enhances what's already been a good fight. Don't let the shortness of this fight, I mean it's just a little over a minute, fool you, because it's a minute or two of some of the best fight directing we've seen in the past 2 years or so.
This looks... I'm surprised it's only a minute and a half long. That's short.
Before reaching...
That's pretty short, but that one looked pretty cool
the halfway
too.
mark, we take a look at Destiny versus Orpheus. Tact of Destiny had a lot of big names behind it, and by the end of it all, it was overall a satisfying ride that gave me more than I asked for in a mobile game anime. The story's straightforward, but it is also enjoyable, and it's mostly due to its presentation. There's just a joy to be found in playing climactic battles in mobile games, and this fight just embodies that same feeling. The villain attacks are frantic, and the heroes find themselves in a race against time to defeat a seemingly unbeatable foe. Heck, you even get the reviving boss that comes back stronger, only to be beaten by the good guys with renewed resolve. I just like how this ended not with powers, but a good old bare-handed thrashing. If anything, the fight captures the feel of what it's promoting, and for me, that's a job well done. Tact of Destiny isn't exactly a masterpiece of a show, something to be talked about for years to come, but for what it is, it's a very fun watch, and while it had so many chances to become a disastrous game adaptation that made no sense whatsoever, it rose up and became a show that we can all enjoy.
Nah, you heard him? He said this is not a show that they'll be talking about for a long time, so I don't want to watch it.
Oh, and if you're enjoying this video so far and somehow aren't subscribed yet, then what are you waiting for? Go hit that subscribe button and make the team's day. It won't take long, and you can even ring the bell to be the next in line for our next video. Alright, that's enough of this break. Time to watch more exciting fights. Since we talked about Tact Op already, how about something quite similar in feel? Here's Vivi with its astounding Vivi versus Yugo fight. If Tact Op is all about the sci-fi girls and the weapons, explosions, and occasional brawling to create a spectacle, Vivi as a series takes its fights in a slightly different direction. Instead, it chooses to wow our eyes with some of the finest fight choreography and camera work you'd get from a show like this, and amongst the many battles the show has to offer, I feel like I want to feature the Vivi versus Yugo fight today. For a show that's as sci-fi as you can get, it's quite a pleasant surprise to see fighters meticulously crafted and choreographed.
This looks so dope. You see this fight?
Like this. From their fall to the eventual close quarters combat when they land, you get sucked into the action through its excellent use of stifled pacing and shots for added impact. There's quite a bit of bullet time going on before having the fight shift to frantic chaos. Overall, I think that Vivi is a show that people get into not because of the action, but when they do get into it, fights like these are nice offers to give the show a little something extra. What if you want to find a show with fights as its main feature? God of High School it is then.
We all know that the fights on God of High School are out of this world. They epic, bro. They're fire.
Ironically, people have been saying that the people behind God...
I mean, if we just talking pure fights, it's not like the fights are better than boxing.
Of high school focus too much on the fights to the detriment of everything else. I'm inclined to agree. So when it comes to seeing the encounters between some of the toughest tournament competitors, they better not disappoint. Thankfully, Jin versus Devi didn't disappoint in the slightest. This is, in my opinion, a fight that's emblematic of what God of High School has to offer. It's got the old-fashioned brawling, it's got the integration of real-world martial arts into its technique, and it caps everything off with anime powers integrated in its over-the-top stances. Oh, and some great flashbacks to give a chance for some reversal and add some spice to characters in between the moves too. It pretty much is the quintessential style for anime fights that feature a lot of martial arts influence. I liked it back when it was being done in the 90s. I liked it when the style became prominent in the 2000s, and even in the present, it still holds up pretty well. Schwann versus Wrath is next on the list.
Whenever he shows this fight, I always just get so interested in whatever this anime is.
Remember back when I was talking a lot about Fog Hill? You don't? I guess you need to go back and check the 2020 videos and see how good this thing looks. Fog Hill of 5 Elements is a Chinese anime that spans only 3 episodes, but it's pretty cool how there are already multiple fights that could be considered Fight of the Year back when it was airing. It's largely due to how good it looks. The art style may seem simple, but it does have a unique flair to it, something that makes everything look so distinct and memorable. Then the characters start moving, and we get treated to some astoundingly smooth animation. I also like the progression in the fight and how it escalates over time. It brings the intensity in a way that you don't see too much even in modern anime. You know the coolest part about this though? Fog Hill is done by a rather small studio, and you can tell that even if there weren't a lot of people involved in this, the people did put their all in this project. It's got animation that can go toe-to-toe with your mappas and such, but with far few resources. These guys were also responsible for White Cat Legend, which released a bit earlier, and you can tell why they haven't lost a beat. In fact, they may have even got better at it. Rudeus vs. Orsted shows us what Mushoku Tensei can do with its fights. People don't immediately think of intense fights when they think of Mushoku Tensei. They could think of its influence in the isekai scene. They could think of the controversies. They could even think of how it's probably one of the most complete isekai shows out there with amazing world building. But this fight proves that in the action department, it could hang with the big boys. Fights serve a lot of purposes. Sometimes they serve as the climax of an arc or a way to build character. At times, they just serve to let the animation team flex their might. And at times, they serve to up the ante to build an unstoppable villain like what this one did for Orsted. Even after knowing the result of the fight, the whole sequence was still a joy to watch. With high impact cuts and excellent voice acting as each member of Team Rudeus falls, this scene really brought the novel scene to life. While it's not as directly immersive as the Ranking of Kings fight, it still does a pretty good job helping the audience connect with what's happening and the huge pinch Team Rudeus is in. This fight did do a lot of things right. It showed our heroes in the most precarious positions they've been in, it showed us how overpowered Orsted is, and it added an extra layer of tension to the whole plot. Seeing Rudeus almost dying was a sight I bet you didn't expect to see now, did you? To wrap things up, we look at Jujutsu Kaisen's best fight.
Okay. This makes sense. Jujutsu Kaisen fights were on another level, nigga. Jujutsu Kaisen was a fire anime. These are the type of animes I like. This is way better than One Piece. I'm always gonna shit on One Piece since y'all love it so much.
This fight is no stranger to anime fans who've been watching the hottest shows of late, and that's because it's just that awesome. Yuji and Todo versus Hanami simply shows the best that Jujutsu Kaisen has to offer. Fast-paced fights, a good showcase of powers, some good back and forth that makes a fight very unpredictable, and great utilization of the 2-on-1 scenario. The animators got their work cut out for them in helping this fight transition from manga to anime, and they passed the test with flying colors. This is a fight that takes us through a lot of twists and turns while letting both Yuji and Todo shine. Another good thing about this fight is how Gojo comes to end it with a breathtaking finisher.
Alright, bro, great video from VinnyTube like always. Y'all know I love these anime top 10 fights, bro, because it just gets me. First off, shout out to VinnyTube, because VinnyTube showed me so many different anime to watch. That's why I'm watching Black Clover now. He would talk about Black Clover so many times, I was like, let me check out Black Clover. And Black Clover is fire. Anyway, this was a great video. Jujutsu Kaisen as #1. I'm not even mad at it. Jujutsu Kaisen, all of their fights were epic. From the animation to the powers, to the fights. Jujutsu Kaisen was fire, bro. And plus, you know, it dealt with demons and you know I love that, bro. That's my cup of tea, nigga. Shout out to the gang. Everybody have a good day. Have a great day. I'm gonna see you all next time, y'all. Peace.